power plants in the Mitsubishi and Subaru are about as similar on paper as you could imagine. They are both 2 liters, 4 cylinders, producing 148 horsepower. The Subaru is the famous Boxster. Mitsubishi is a more standard inline 4-cylinder. Now, they're also both paired to CVTs, but that's where the similarities end. The Subaru's engine absolutely feels better. The Mitsubishi's just feels more elementary, there's more vibration.
All right, fuel economy, at least the EPA estimates here on the Mitsubishi, not as good as the Subaru. They call this one 24 in the city and 29 on the highway, so mixed driving there in the upper 20s, but this is the better value when it comes to fuel economy on the road. 25 miles per gallon in the city, up to 33 on the highway, and both with CVT. Now, if you do get the manual with the Crosstrek, gas mileage won't be as good, so in terms of which one to choose, this might be the better choice, the Subaru. Let's talk about the ride and handling, because I'm not excited about it. I'm not a big fan. It just feels like it's slow, it's just, I don't know, I don't want to get up to speed. I know it's a smaller engine, but the engine says, don't push me too hard.
No, absolutely. Other engines in this class don't have any more horsepower, you know, right around 150, but they feel better than this. This engine feels dated. It feels like it's working. You're getting a lot of vibration through the steering wheel, vibration through the gas pedal. It's like this car just needs one more generation of refinement to really get this down.
All right, Alex, ride and handling inside the 2013 Subaru XV Crosstrek. Not too shabby. It's a little bit low to the ground. It feels like it's low to the ground, yeah. Even though I know it has about 9 inches of ground clearance. It feels like it's a smooth riding vehicle for a crossover.
Yeah, we're on a pretty bumpy road, and it's soaking up the bumps pretty darn well.
How's it feel to you when it comes to going around corners and taking the road? Surprisingly good. It feels like a Subaru, which people always go, well, what does that mean? If you drive enough of them, you just start to figure it out. It's not a bad feel at all, but Subarus sort of have a feel to the steering and the suspension and the chassis, but feels really good. It feels a lot like an Impreza, surprise, surprise, because that's what this car's based on, same engine. It's really just a little taller. So overall feels really positive. The steering is good. Engine, as I said, is really good and smooth. Rear legroom in the Outlander Sport is actually pretty good. This is not a huge car, and I'm 6'2". The seat here in front of me is positioned where I was driving, and although my knees are lightly pressing up against the back seat, this is really pretty good. I would say slightly better than or equal to most other cars in the class. Back seat room in the Crosstrek is actually pretty good. The seats, it's interesting, there's this fold down here, and so my knees are touching, but the rest of my legs aren't. I am in the same driving position, and I'm a pretty big guy. So for a car this size, really can't complain. No, I really like the size and feel of this vehicle. I don't think the engine and performance is to my liking. A little sluggish, but I really love the way the Subaru handles. Yeah. And it's got a smoother ride to me. Not as many bells and whistles like you said, but we do have the top trim level here on the Mitsubishi. So I'm a little torn because this looks like a bigger, bolder vehicle, but when it comes to Subaru, that badge really carries a lot of weight, and I would go with the Subaru personally. Yeah,
Dave, I would go with the Subaru as well. And I commend Mitsubishi because they're getting closer. Before, especially amongst car guys, it was like you either wanted the Evo from Mitsubishi or you didn't want a Mitsubishi. And so they're getting closer. It's like they need to come out with the next generation Outlander with some of the really cool stuff that they finally put into this one, and I think they could compete with cars like the Crosstrek and, you know, the Forester from Subaru.
Test drive the Subaru Crosstrek yourself. Visit Subaru of Gwinnett on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth.